Run. Hey up YouTube, it's Theme Park Bazza here with
This is Bazza.
and today we are north of Manchester. We are in a place called Bury. Sounds like when I get a Starbucks.
Bury.
They call it Bury. Today we are at the sign up here anyway? There we go. Just a bit further up. The Bury Transportation Museum. We're going to meet some friends later on for dinner, but we wanted to find somewhere to have a look round as we're in the area. So come with us, we're going to have a look round. This is free to enter. There's not a big place, but there's a number of very unique old vehicles here. Very interesting things. Yeah, very interesting, Adam, aren't they? Interesting. So we're going to have a look around. You can make a donation. It's free to enter. It's just north of Bury Centre. So come with us. We'll have a walk around the Transportation Museum in Bury. So this is the main building, the main shed, and there's a number of different vehicles. We'll walk you around here. Again, free to enter, just put your own deposits in. Smells old when you come in here. Max is already looking at the Postman Pat collection down here. But here is the, I remember these Morris 1000 vans, the postal vans that used to come round. Actually in quite good nick is that. Classic for the UK is the telephone box. So the old classic telephone box. There's a gentleman here guarding the telephone box, and then of course you've got all the vans open at the back. So I remember that I always wanted one of these vans when I was a kid. Model ones, not a real one. So the old van and the old telephone box. Oh yeah, look at this, yeah. I forgot about this. They used to have the stamp machines in the back of the telephone box, and there's still some in a.
Fraction.
I don't know if they're still doing those today.
It's the only one that's still in use in Fraction Town Centre.
Interesting. Okay, let's have a walk around. So it's like on the far side we've got the older stuff moving around to the newer stuff, so we can start with some of the older. Got an air raid shelter here. Interesting. Very interesting. This was used to demonstrate to kids the importance of being in an air raid shelter. Got some of the old tractors here. You come in. See, they've got the old rail lines where they can bring things in as well from the outside, the old shed doors where they can bring things in. You've got some of the older Ferguson tractors. And this reminds me very much of Fred Dibner when you're looking at the old steam engines. These wheels are actually do have rubber on them, but they're going to be pretty solid. I think I had a toy truck like this once, an ERF truck with the it's even got the tractor on the back of it. There are a couple of more older steam engines, and these are the ones with the metal wheels. There is no suspension on these whatsoever. And the old belt that would run round there to drive things. These flywheels were the things that they used to drive things with. I'm not that old, I don't remember them being in, but I remember the use of them where they would steam them up and they'd attach a flywheel and that would drive something. These, I'd have to look on the names on these, but these are probably from, I was going to say the 1900s, 1905 is this one. But these are from, okay, I can hear Thomas the Tank Engine playing in the background. These are more your class, I mean this is like more like a working one, with the, you see how the funnel kind of bends down, because to get under low bridges and everything when they're coming down. This one is from 1919. Oh, and there's a picture of the belt driving, in this case driving like a funfair thing. That's how they put the belt on and use them to drive different machinery. There's a log cutting at the bottom, funfair at the top, so that's what that big flywheel was for driving those. And here's one of the big road working ones. Again, these things are steamrollers. These things were used for the tarmacking and things like that. I always remember these at the fairs. These are your classic ones that Fred Dimner would ride at the fairs, aren't they, Max? There you go. The steam engines have their own YouTube channel.
How many people have sat on that bench?
Yeah, it's a bench, was it like out to the railway station benches?
Oh.
They could tell a lot of tales. Here we have, I don't really remember these, but is this electric or is this steam powered? Scarabs, I remember the name of a scarab. Designed to replace the horse and cart. I remember this Dennis. Dennis was the fire engine at the top of our street in Barnoldswick we used to have. I'm not sure it was quite as old as this one, the Dennis, but they had a couple of Dennises that were the real horse. What?
Rolls-Royce V8.
Yeah, Rolls-Royce what, Max?
V80.
V80 engine, Rolls-Royce V80 engine. These were the old workhorses. Yeah, it wasn't this old because it didn't have the big wheel thing on the back. It was hydraulic, was the one that we remember. But this one's from Manchester by the look of this. Kind of a war. You can get pretty close to these. I'm pretty impressed. You can't go in them, but you can actually get pretty close to them and sort of touch them and feel them. And there's Thomas again going in the background. Cheshire County Fire Brigade. B80 petrol, 5.6 litres. Ran from 52 to 1976. Museum. Oh, look at all the signs here from all the railway stations as well. All the different stations. They start over there in the corner and go all the way across the wall. All the different railway stations that you could have stayed in at any time. You could have been in at any time. This is an old. What is this? Ford. It's like a Ford Popular. I don't even know the make of this thing. Let's have a look. See what it says on the front. I'm guessing. These would be the things that the steam engine drove. So these would be all the different things that the belt would drive in the fun fairs back in the day. Is it a Ford? It is a Ford. Does it tell me what it is? It's a Model Y, and not a Tesla Model Y. So Ford Model Y. Something you'd find on all Creatures Great and Small, is that, isn't it, Max?
Yeah.
One of the English classics. This behind me here brings back lots of memories from my youth school trips. These coaches, these are the sort of things we used to go on with the velour seats that used to stink when you're on them, didn't they, Max, on the school buses? You can see, I'll give you a quick view up here. The old suitcases. Yellowway coaches. Closed due to COVID precautions. But I can almost smell those seats. Do you remember those seats? I can almost smell those velour seats when you used to get on those coaches in the winter time, summertime. Only seats 49 people, that? Only seats 49 people, it's a huge coach. 49 people. Yeah. So you used to get room on coaches. Couple more. Keep hearing it. Couple more things from the railway here from moving things around. I'm going to get one of those little vehicles at the front for towing things around. We have a steam. Heard a steam engine. Fred Smith's and some butcher. What's that? It's a Gardner. Atkinson engine. Atkinson diesels. Yeah. Border tractor unit. Covered 1 million miles. Well, those engines are pretty good. And we're getting to some of the classic double-decker buses from like the 60s. There's one from Bolton, a Leyland double-decker bus. What type was this? There we go. 185. Atlantine is a rare vehicle. Rear engine bus. So it's the first rear engine bus bought by the Bolton Group. Bolton Transport. Spar on the top there, Max. Spar Groceries. They keep tempting us with all these doors that are kind of open. You could go in and have a look. Bench seats at the back. So this had an engine at the back that was quite unusual apparently to have one of the first ones to have the rear engine on, because most of them were like these, oh yeah, look, it's like the London bus.
We used to jump on and off when it was still moving.
Yeah, we talked about that when you were down in London, weren't you? You don't believe that, kids, but yeah, the buses never stopped, did they, Max?
No.
You
had to jump on and off while it was
jump on and off and hope they didn't come round and ask you for a fare. And they run upstairs. This is one of the... I don't know if this was a Bolton one. I don't know if this was actually one that was used around here, but it's Bolton Transportation, so again another Bolton bus. These were the Route Masters, where they had the big engine under here, the same ones that you saw in London. Leyland engines, big solid bulletproof. When was it made? 1949. One of the first buses to have air brakes in Bolton. Interesting. Let me have a look if I can get around that one. Get around that side. Too fat.
How many passengers you've had?
Yeah. There's your driver's compartment. Handbrake, big steering wheel.
We stored this one.
So this Bury Corporation 188 was restored. The next bus we're going to look at. That's how it started. Bought a half cab, did the work on it. This reminds me of On the Buses. Who remembers On the Buses? The TV series from the 60s and 70s, if you're old enough as me. There's the same colours that they used to have, the green ones. So it's kind of a... It isn't a Route Master because the door is on the front and not at the back. But it is a... same sort of thing, Leyland engine. I don't know if they called them Route Masters or not. 1967, Max will be happy, almost the year she was born. And again, very similar. It looks a bit more luxurious in there. Looks like you have a little more room. Pretty similar to the last one. I think that's even like the heater in there where it comes in that hose. Or maybe the heater. So this is the... Around the back here they have a tram that will be towed by horses. From Stockport, this one. Manchester Carriage and Tramway Company. It's one of the trams that would have been pulled by a horse and carriage typically. Reversible horse tram. Made in 1880. Again, you'd have the horses here on the front, you have a brake to start and stop it. Max has been around the back already.
Fancy going up the stairs when it's coming in.
They wouldn't be going that fast, I guess, with horses, but yeah, they would be.
But
it's still very steep. Reminds me like Blackpool ones that you would have seen back in the day. Again, we can't go into any because of the COVID.
Second
That's all
largest
the
steam
wheels.
tram company in the country, ran both standard and narrow gauge routes in Berry. On electrification, everything was.
There's a whole education area here on the trams. You can little films you can watch and talk to you about the tram history in the area. But yeah, that's quite an old piece of history there. So looks like as you come up the stairs here, this whole area is dedicated to steam locomotion. Starting with some of the Thomas. So there's some really good models here, some really large scale models. I wish I'd had these as a kid in my train set. These are huge models. Some of the diesel electric. The Coronation class train. Look at that, Max.
Yeah.
The detail on that. The City of Manchester. You've got little lumps of copper coal in the back there, broken up. I used to have, I don't know if you had, I used to have Triang with mine before it became Hornby. The railway sets, with a lot of these type of things. They're a lot bigger scale than these, but not as big as that one at the back. Definitely not as big as that one up there. Some of the detail on these things are amazing. Little buses, cars, little people even on the railway station. She's waiting for a train, but she's got a mask on, that's a good thing. So these are the old railway benches and some of the very old railway timetables, manual ones that you rolled over. Station. Some of the... reminds me of being in Universal at Harry Potter World.
You try on the clothes and get dressed up.
Okay, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh yeah? You get dressed up?
Yeah.
Oh yeah? Got the old clothes here and take your picture. Here's a more modern bus. What year that is to be more modern? It's more like the... Oh yeah, look at this. You can get in the driver's seat. Oh, it's an automatic though. This is more like it. Automatic. So it gives you the height. 40 people, 18 standing. And then the old ticket machine would have been here. You got your steering wheel. Some of your switches, steps, lighting, battery, speedo, air pressure for your brakes, horns. And then you got your automatic, your doors, I guess your handbrake, electric, air handbrakes. That's why you need your air pressure on here, and just two pedals. Easy to drive. I could drive it being in America. So this was donated 2009 was the bus was donated here. So what do you think of the museum then? It's pretty good, isn't it? Pretty lost for words, but tell you what, his eyes are a bit spooky. Have a look. He's looking at you, following you around the room. So these are all seating areas around here as well, Max, on these boxes, so you can watch the theatre. Day in the life of the 1930s goods shed. Looks like they turned the back in the bus into the bathrooms. Didn't know there was an overhead railway in Liverpool at one time. Interesting. Like a monorail in Liverpool. I wonder when that was. And on the other side of the top here, they have the history of transportation through Bury, starting with the canal boats, moving to the railways and the trams, and then moving through to steam engines, and giving the whole history here. Lineage, I can't even say. Lineage of history of year to year, as you're above the above the main floor here to the other side. There's lots of interactive stuff for the kids as well, like you can put some gears together here and try and make things work. So there's quite a few interactive things for the kids, little things where they can try and guess the answers to the questions. So again, it's not a full day out here, but it's worth a couple of hours to come here, see some of the history. And I think that's the bus that we saw before, the front of the bus in 2006. Vintage ticket machines. That was for Bury to Altrincham. So this was on there, actually used in the town to get your tickets, and then it's showing you some of the newer stuff here that's being built. The Metrolink, and also kind of an interactive link of how things have changed over time. Shows you how a steam engine works. Yep, £50 a coal a minute. Shows you how it works. So tell me if there's any signs you recognise from areas you live in. Preston, Bolton, Kersley, Ince, Bramall. A collection of bikes as well. From the 1940s to the 50s. Maxine could do one of those to go get your shopping max around Orway. Bit old to remember these, but I'm sure some of you do, these nice screen vans, and this is back to Heartbeat, I think. Remember that TV series with the bikes? The police bikes? Velocity Mark II police model, World War II. Oxon Hope, Huncote, Staley Bridge, Haywood, Swinton, Edgehill, Sealand, Blackburn, Prestwich, Radcliffe Close. I'm just coming over here to see if there is Barnoldswick hand out. I don't think the trains ran back there to Barnoldswick. Brooklands, Crumpsall, no, Blackburn's as near as you, or should I say Colne is as near as you're going to get to Barnoldswick. There's also some train carriages up here outside. Most of these are shut because of COVID, for you to go inside. And again, some of the vehicles inside are closed at the moment due to COVID, which is a shame. But I would say, you know, you can get a good hour here to have a look around, just to give a small donation to the group. See the size of some of these trains and the bogies. You can see they actually have like the rails. These are where these run into the sheds themselves. And then you can see here, restoration wise, they have a few steam engines and some other things that looks like a diesel, big diesel thing back here. So this must be where they do a lot of the restoration out here, out back in these sheds. There's more carriages over there. So there's a railway line as well down there where they can get the trains out at some point in the future. And lots of oil on the ground, which makes it look like they do some work here. But I'll ask them about this building, what this was, because it obviously was a repair yard at one time, train repair station. It might have been the main station itself at one time. So this building was the old transfer building, apparently, from 1846 when the railways were built. And they used to bring the steam trains in here, reverse them into these tracks through these doors, and then they'd offload them onto horse and cart and deliver them. And that's the main railway line over there from Haywood to one end. I forget what I said it was at the other end that they connect onto. It was less like a shunting yard. And so this building was the old, as I say, the old delivery area, transfer shed as they call it, from any steam trains. Run. So we enjoyed that, didn't we?
It's fun.
And again, as you saw just across the road is the railway station. You can get on the steam train. You saw some clips of that, and you can take a ride on the steam train. And actually down on the platform, I did walk down, there's a nice bar on there down on the platform. You can get a drink, cafe down on the bar, and if you don't get on the trains, don't you? We would have been there in the bar, but we have to go meet some other friends in a bar just about now. So we are here for a meal with a couple of folks you might recognise. Kershaw's Adventures.
Hi.
How are we doing?
Ange and Gaz and Ollie
Is it?
himself.
Hey.
So we're going to have a meal and have some fun. We'll maybe give you a quick look at the food, but we'll see you later.
See you soon.
Bye. I gotta get some. What are you having then, Max?
I'm having rump steak.
With, of course,
Of course, peppercorn.
peppercorn sauce. And Andrew, you go.
I got filet mignon with a béarnaise sauce.
Ooh, she looked too funny when you said béarnaise sauce.
Yeah.
Béarnaise sauce.
Béarnaise sauce. Pretty much exactly the same with halloumi fries.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, those halloumi fries.
Halloumi fries.
Really good.
What was it?
Halloumi.
Halloumi.
Halloumi. Halloumi.
And Ollie's got.
You've got garlic bread with
We got
cheese. What have
Wait,
you got?
Ollie?
Oh, have you got garlic bread with cheese? Yeah. And then what's that?
Got that pasta.
Pasta and what?
Meatballs.
Pasta and meatball.
And as we're in a steakhouse, I got chicken. Yep. Because I'm that type of guy. As always. So, thank you for joining us today. We had a fun day out in Bury, didn't we? At the
did.
Transportation Museum, and then here at Miller and Carter's, which was in the light there, at Miller and Carter's, which was a very nice restaurant.
Yes.
Lovely to meet the Kershaw family. Go check them out, Kershaw's Adventures, nice family. Thank you for hanging out with us this evening. We really enjoyed it, and the food was really good. If you like what we do, please like and subscribe. It does help the channel. Put your comments below. We try and respond to all comments, and we will see you later.